Hey, it's Game Hydro playing War Inc. Rising. We're going to give you some tips and strategies for co-op mode to try to get as far as possible. Now, one thing that is important for co-op mode, and we'll go over why later, is to have as many mythics as you can, because the mythicals are extraordinarily useful in co-op mode, but very hard to get. So you need them. That doesn't really pertain to anything co-op mode. So co-op mode's a completely different gameplay mode than the rest of the game. Matter of fact, there's not only different ways to unlock each character, but each character has completely different stats. For example, common characters, they have kind of similar stats. Rare characters are exponentially better than commons, and epics are exponentially better than rares. Legendaries are exponentially better than epics, and mythics are exponentially better than legendaries. And there's no two ways around it. You're gonna absolutely need the rarity upgrade. So let's start a match. Well, first of all, you can either pick somebody to team up with over here if you got friends in the game. I've been having trouble finding people who will actually add back. I think the game kind of puts friends in front of you who have stopped playing the game. So we're just going to go random match. First, we're going to look at the level, though. Be sure to do this. Hit the little magnifying glass. You can see which enemies will show up. You can't really get any details about them by tapping them unless you remember the details to begin with. And then it will show who is available in the lineup. Not only which legendaries can be transcended into which mythics that you have, but which of the commons, rares, and epics will be available. Now, the ones that are grayed out are the ones that you don't have yet in the game. So the more that you can summon, the better. That's really one of the only ways that regular mode pertains to this mode. So we're going to hit match, go over some strategies, and pray that I get matched up with somebody that does not suck. All right, so first off, going to drop about 5 folks here. Only want to drop the people there that I only really need. Then tap this left button and maximize the gold coins that show up. These are going to be hugely important later. Or as Mickey Mouse says, this is a surprise tool that would help us later. Sorry, that was a terrible impersonation. But upgrade the common rare a couple times just to add a little extra damage. Now for these early waves, we're only going to do the bare minimum that we need to do in order to pass the waves. There's really no need to do more. Use the gold that you get instead to boost the recruit chances and to boost the gold coins that you earn, because the gold coins are super valuable. Pick a different card from your teammate. Nobody ever picks Goblin Warrior, so I'm going to go Goblin Warrior. Pro tip, most players will usually pick the most armored or the most vicious looking dude, so don't pick the most armored or the most vicious looking dude. Often they will also assume that you won't pick the epic one if there's an epic available, so pick the epic one. Alright, so lucky spin, this is where you can get some good characters. We just got a mythic, not a mythic, we just got a legendary on the first try. That is going to help a lot. Now, this is not a competition between you and the other player. This is cooperation. So you want your strongest characters toward the top so you can knock out your opponents and their opponents. You might need to find yourself carrying a weaker opponent. And you might need to have your you might need to be carrying a weaker comrade But hey, you might need a weaker comrade carrying you too. Now upgrade this mine as much as possible. Another mine will show up a little bit later on. So both of those mines and any future mines that you unlock will work concertedly with each other. Now I've got more lucky spins. Lucky spins are probably the best way to quickly earn legendary and mythic troops. And the recruit chance, this upgrade, super valuable because it increases the percentage of rare, epic, and legendary. So 12, 4, 4, 2, 5. One upgrade sends that to 18, 5, 2, and 3. Now keep upgrading that, and then occasionally stop to recruit a few more dudes. Merge. Once you get mythics, you will have the option to transcend. Oh, I'm going to pick this guy and see what happens. Damn, didn't work. So none of these troops are unlocked, but for other legendaries, you will have the option to transcend them into mythics. If you only have one of those legendaries at a time, then it will be a 25% chance. If you have two on top of each other, it'll be a 50% chance. And I believe if you got three on top of each other, it'll be a 100% chance. So that just depends on how many of these coins you are earning. All right, we're going to do a few of these upgrades to keep everybody up to snuff. But I'd say a few more upgrades on this mine and I will be good to go for the time being. Make sure your dudes are where they will be useful. Tap them, you can see the range. And like I said, make sure that your strongest attackers are on the top. So I'm going to swap the Poison Master and the Archer out for each other. Now we got a nice build up that we can use. 1, 2, 3. Let's recruit some guys. Now my goal here is eventually to build the biggest stash of legendaries that I can so that I can transcend them into mythics. But for now, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. No copyright infringement intended. Damn, that was a Wheel of Misfortune. 4 straight misses. Never had that happen. But we continue on. And right now I'm on wave 24. You can see it up top. Calling it already, there is a massive pick the same card as your teammate, Flail Warden, because it's the fiercest. And that didn't work. That one is just a game of luck. But once again, have your strongest people up top. Let's try some more spins. Okay, we're at 6 straight fails. Typically, though, you'll get 1 fail, 1 success, 1 fail, 1 success. This is an extreme outlier, and if you've played this mode a few times, you've probably seen that it's an outlier. Anybody else that we can move up top? Mythic. Oh, here we go. Snowman Warrior. 2 purples. Broke the streak with a mythic. That's kind of nice. And then a blue, not too bad. So let's get the mythic up here somewhere. We're going to replace the blue guy, or replace the wizard. and then put the wizard over there, and then put this guy over here. Now, of course, you can move your rarest characters around in order to target more people. You're going to do one of those, recruit a bit more, upgrade, 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 upgrade. Power's starting to concentrate up at the top. Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Misfortune. I promise you guys the Wheel of Fortune is not usually like this. It's usually fail once, succeed once, fail once, succeed once. And it is absolutely necessary in order to eventually get mythics. Let's move. All right. Pick the same card as your teammate. I think they're picking the Flame Mage. And they are not. So let's move some of these guys down here in order for them to actually be useful. Merge, 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 merge. Now we got 2 mythics in one slot. Excuse me, 2 legendaries in one slot. That's a good start. Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. A couple successes there. And now we have a 3rd mythic. There we go. Let's transcend one. Got to wait for 100 gold coins to build up. It's a good thing we built up the gold coin mine there, isn't it? Let's put this guy up there. Almost there. And we got a mythic. This dude will certainly help a lot. Surprisingly, that dude found a target. All right, so we are on, can't see what wave we're on, but now I'm going to start moving my strongest guys around in order to target this boss. Starting to get a little dicey here for both me and that other guy. Other guy I'm playing with just killed the boss, though. And unfortunately, we did not kill the boss on this one. Hit wave 43. So wave 41 and after is where the difficulty really ramps up. Now, it's kind of modeled after the game Lucky Defense, and just like Lucky Defense, luck does play a big factor into it. Some rounds you might end up with only 1 mythic. Some rounds you might end up with like 4 or 5 mythics, depending on how much you transcend. But biggest tips that we can give: move your strongest characters around as needed, and station them up top when you don't need to move them around, so that you can help your buddy smash their enemies too, and hope that you got a strong strategic player who does the same to help you out. So that is one way to massively succeed at the game. Also, get the gold coins going fast and furious by upgrading the gold coin mine, and increase your chances significantly of upgrading the heroes, or rather summoning rare, epic, and legendary heroes by upgrading the rarity summon. All right, do that and see if you can get past wave 44. And if you can do that, then you're in the probably top 1% of players in the game. All right. Oh, and currently there's 89 waves total. There may be more in the future, maybe less. We shall see. All right, this is Game Hydro. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and enjoy co-op mode and all the prizes that you can earn.